JP Dokkan has no room for error right now. If they decide to do just one more thing, which we'll talk about in just 1 second, but if they decide to do and make just one more decision, the global and JP sync that's supposed to happen by summertime will probably not happen at all, and it'll be pushed back. Why do I say this? Right now, Global Dokkan is behind quite a few things. We are behind on, of course, the main anniversary characters. We are also behind on the Dokkan Fest, AGO Frieza. We're also behind another celebration, which is Physical Topo and the LR Ginyu Force. We have to catch up, basically, with all of this stuff before the end of summer. Mind you, summer ends September 20-something-ish, during the time Global and JP are celebrating the worldwide celebration. So we have to catch up before that, in August. So let's take a look at this, right? Right now it's April. Global just got Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Hyrule, right? Next is the Golden Week celebration. The Golden Week celebration is going to take us all the way through, or from end of April to mid to end of May. Okay, so we don't even have that time to really catch up. The only time Global really has to catch up to JP right now is basically throughout the rest, I guess, the remaining of May, and then the entire month of June, and that's it. So we have 1 month of June, and then Global usually gets one Dokkan Fest after the anniversary, but right before the worldwide celebration. There's like about a 2 to 3 week buffer period, grace period, between the end of Global's anniversary and the start of the worldwide celebration. As you guys can see here, the anniversary does end on like around the 9th or 10th of August, and the worldwide celebration begins, late August. So we have about a 2 to 3 week period that we usually get a Dokkan Fest in. So the month of June, according to Global Dokkan history, like the way they've handled things in the past, should look something like this. Frieza will be arriving in June. The Part 2 LR should be LR Ginyu Force. The reason why I say this, if you've been playing Dokkan for a few years, you already know, the March Dokkan Fest that JP gets tends to release in June for Global. You can think about a character like Super 7, the STR Super 17, released in March for JP, released in June for Global. Think about the physical, Trunks from the Bio Broly movie. It's the same thing, right? And the Part 2 LR always tends to be the LR that JP got in the Part 2 celebration during April. Think about LR Tapion and Minosha. LR Tapion and Minosha dropped as a Part 2 to STR Videl, who dropped in August. But we got Tapion and Minosha as a Part 2 to the physical Trunks and Goten, which dropped in March. So the way it should look is during June, we get Frieza, and then we get Ginyu, which also makes sense because Frieza came before Topo, right? And then after the anniversary, Global Dokkan gets Topo. By that time, we would have caught up with every single thing that JP has over Global. But here's the trick, right? JP Dokkan cannot release. This is the decision I was talking about earlier. JP Dokkan has to make the decision to not release any more unique content. Unless the worldwide celebration is just a massive catch-up celebration, which I don't think it's going to be. If JP Dokkan decides to release one more unit, there's no way Global's going to catch up unless they start rushing banners out, which I just don't see. Maybe, the time span for a banner, instead of being, 2 to 3 weeks, becomes like a week and a half to 2, which would definitely speed things up a little bit. But with the amount of time that we really have left to catch up to JP, I just don't see that being likely. So they either, let's say for example, JP Dokkan releases another Dokkan Fest, right? Then we're going to have the whole anniversary and 3 Dokkan Fest. That Dokkan Fest JP released, Topo, and Frieza. So we would need to see like Frieza and Topo on either like one banner or like released side by side or something. And then the Part 2 LR, ends up being Ginyu Force, and then after anniversary, that one Dokkan Fest that Global usually gets has to be, you know, that new Dokkan Fest that JP got. Something like that. And I honestly don't know how realistic it's going to be to ask JP to not get anything during the month of June. Now, Rose is still not on JP Dokkan. So what JP could do is during that month of June, just release Rose. And then maybe a few exclusive events here and there that Global could get during Worldwide or something to that nature, right? Because if they release, right now, everything is perfect. We go through the anniversary, right before anniversary, we get Frieza, Ginyu. After anniversary, we get Topo. And during anniversary, of course, we get all the anniversary characters. If they don't release a single character from here on out, we should be catching up beautifully. If they did have to release one more character, either they start rushing things, which is going to be really tough on stones for players before the anniversary, or we're not going to be synced up for during summer, because after Worldwide Celebration ends, we are already in the month of October, which is a completely different season altogether. So let me know what you think. We have a lot to look forward to for Global, but I just really hope nothing is rushed. I don't really know what that would look like. A, you know, catch-up campaign, releasing multiple characters at once, or basically expediting the release of characters. I just don't think is, you know, a great thing for Global, because you're not really giving the characters, you know, the time they need to shine. And I don't know how well that would even reflect on the numbers as well. So again, let me know what you think. Hopefully enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Take care and peace.